alongside the name of the team that they are supporting. It's this lovely run down the near side. This is picked up beautifully by Mak Hong Kwang. Inside the area, dribbles his way. Great chance, Vietnam have the opener toward the back post. They've pressed high, they've imposed themselves, and eventually that pressure has told. Stunning strike from a man who really deserves it, Vo Huy Tuan. Has given the Vietnamese supporters something to cheer about. Well, Vietnam came into this match with nothing to lose, really. They're unfancied. But they're a side that is throwing everything at Iran. Some wonderful control as well from Mak Hong Kwang to set up that play. Inside out, he took the Iranian defender Mohammad Daneshgar, and then finishing off, not sure quite how much he knew about it, tried to turn. Moving this ball around quite nicely indeed. Forward. Great chance for a man who'd set up a goal to find another goal. Vietnam have two. Unbelievably, they've got two against Iran. This is turning out to be a thoroughly impressive opening half hour. Said he beaten for the second time in 5 minutes. As the man that got the assist, Mak Hong Kwang, for the first goal, has now scored Vietnam's second. And this is turning out to be a thoroughly impressive start by an unfancied Vietnamese side who look like they've thrown everything but the kitchen sink, and the Iranians. Well, the Kyrgyzstan players are watching, and particularly quiet Japanese coach, but Iran confident in the opening stages and immediately pressurizing Champun Ngok in the Vietnamese.
Japanese coach, but Iran confident in the opening stages and immediately pressurizing Champun Ngok in the Vietnamese.
Tarithi went down to ground. He's clearly been taken out. The referee left with no option. It was right in front of him. He's called for the medical attention. He's awarded the penalty as well, and I think he will come out and issue a caution to the Vietnamese keeper as well. But first he wants to check on both players. Poor from the Vietnamese goalkeeper. If you're going to make the choice to come off your line, you have to reach the ball, and you can't be hacking wildly. It was clever by Sharifi to take that ball out of the path of the goalkeeper. And he's hoping to help guide Iran to a 5th Asian Games title overall. They trail by 2. Well, Salman, the captain, steers it home with that gifted left boot of his, and suddenly Iran are back in the game. They trail by 1, but it's game on at the An San Hua Stadium. This unfancied Vietnamese side that took the game to Iran in the opening half and had the game turned in the second half. Penalty conceded by Chan Bung Ngok, the Vietnamese goalkeeper, and he couldn't keep out what was a fine effort. Play Bisson, going Champi Song, going for a third Vietnamese goal. They reclaim that 2-goal advantage. They haven't seen much possession. They've been nowhere in the territory stakes in this second half, but they reclaim their 2-goal advantage on the break. Sedhi beaten for the 3rd time in the match. And the Vietnamese crowd that seemed to be silenced a short while ago by the Iranian penalty are back on their feet and celebrating. It was Champi Son who won possession at a quick little 1-2, continued on his merry way. And then from the edge of the 18-yard area between 2 closing Iranian defenders, managed to unleash a power. Normally you'd have to be 10 yards away from where the ball is, but because it's on the edge of the 6-yard area, the players are allowed to stand in their net as long as they're behind their goal line. They can't be in front of it. Vietnam now need to try to beat any one of the onrushing players, but what they also need to do is to first get one player to touch it and then to get somebody to strike it goal bound, or if they are to score, if the person who hits it goal bound takes a deflection off a player, any player, from the Vietnamese player, or indeed another player sneaks in. It's there eventually. Nothing wrong with that. Vietnam celebrate a fourth goal. It's the captain this time who claims it. Ngo Hoang Tinh has given Vietnam the goal that not only rubs salt in the Iranian wound, but indeed is like a dagger to the heart of Iranian football. They have been put to the sword by an inspired Vietnamese side. This surely a back pass. The referee ruled it as such on the edge of the 6-yard area. An indirect free kick. They knew they needed to touch it, not once but twice, to get it into the back of the net. The captain struck it firmly. It took a deflection, but it doesn't matter. It ended up in the